I'm going to be talking about question 13 from the elementary school contest a while back. So, Bridget is building a house of cards, and she makes the base by placing all 10 cards in a single file row. Then she builds a sloped layer on top of the base so that each card in the base has two cards sloping upwards above it to create an equilateral triangle. Then her second horizontal layer consists of 9 cards as seen in the figure below. Her process of building horizontal and sloped layers repeats until her house comes to a point at the top. How many cards does Bridget use to build her house? So one way to start thinking about the problem would be to try to simplify it. We don't really want to draw out all of the cards because then we will have to count to some number in the hundreds. And that might look something like this. So we could go and directly count all the cards. But counting them like this isn't very enlivening. It doesn't tell us how to calculate the number of cards in general. So one way we could try to generalize is to figure out what's going on with each row, since the top 3 rows of Bridget's house will look like this. It's just the other rows will look a bit different, we'll have more cards. So we could figure out how much there is in each row. And to do this, I'm going to count. So the first row will be the top triangle. The second row will be the 2 triangles. The third row will be the 3 triangles. So what's in a row is all the cards that are either on that line or adjacent to that line, but going above it. So we don't want to double count anything. So that's why we have to define it like this. Now it would be enough to figure out how many cards are in each row. So, for example, the first row has 3 cards, the second row has 6 cards, and the third row has 9 cards. So that looks like a pattern. Each time it's increasing by 3, but we should probably prove that anyway. So in a general row, let's say there are n cards, and then we make a bunch of triangles, right? Well, each triangle corresponds to one of the cards on the line of the row. And each triangle has 3 cards. So if there are n cards along the base of the row, I guess, then there are 3 n cards in total. And we're not double counting anything because none of the triangles share a card, and the next row will be triangles that go above, and so don't share anything with the triangles below. And the same holds for the triangles on the bottom, the triangles below. So this means that each row has 3 times the number of the row cards. And the bottom row in Bridget's house of cards has 10 triangles because there are 10 cards in the base. So to figure out the total sum, we would do 3 times 10, that's the number of cards in the 10th row, plus 3 times 9, number of cards in the 9th row, plus 3 times 8 for the 8th row, and so on, all the way to 3 times 1. And we can simplify this by the rules of arithmetic. We can factor out the 3. So we get 3 times 10 plus 9. And at this point, there's really 2 things we could do. We could either use a formula to get 10 plus 9 plus 8 all the way through 1, or we could add it up ourselves. And the second one doesn't take too long, and it's fairly self-explanatory. We can do a trick. So we take the sum and we rearrange it to make it back to front instead. And there are 10 terms because there's 10 terms being added. So twice the sum of 10 plus 9 plus 8 and so on through 1 will be 11 times 10, which is 110. So the sum here is 55. And to get the final answer, we would do 3 times 55, which is equal to 165. meaning that the answer is C.
Hi, everybody. This is Tim. Hope you're enjoying our videos. If so, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that sort of thing. But what I'd really want to invite you to do is to send us an email at media@mathleague.org. Tell us which problems you'd like to see us cover next in our video series. Take care and see you in the next video.